Hello everyone, this is Darryl20, and welcome to episode 25 of Darryl20's Let's Play of Mechanical Mastery. Today, I'm pretty much done with my turbine reactor stuff, I believe. I am under the impression that I'm good with that stuff. Now, we are also, I'm pretty sure, breaking perfectly even. I think we're literally making exactly 200 millibuckets per tick here, because this number has just been flickering like this for a while. Real quick, just pointing out that I have a high temperature output and an excess waste output triggering here that bumps into the logic guy, which, love these as always. The way I have it set up is if there's no inputs coming in, you just keep whatever your current signal is. If the A turns on, it turns on the output, and if the B turns on, it turns off the output. So everything else is off. So if any of the B's turn on, you're off, right? So in the event that a B turns on, boom, output off, reactor off, no more running. And then I have to manually restart it by clicking this button to get it back up and running again. And then it stays on until a redstone signal triggers it off. So that's cool. This whole thing is behaving itself and being good, I assume. Hydrofluoric acid is just doing fine-ish. Could be better. But I don't think there's much better we can do with this guy. Everything else is just kind of, he's the bottleneck as it sits right now, and I don't have a great way to make that too much better. So we'll just leave it as is. Unless I break the whole thing apart and use more pipes and everything, I don't feel like doing. So we'll just leave it. Things are actually really stable and going really well. Now I was clicking, and we were a few minutes ago at 1650 to 1652. So if we see a higher than 1653, that means we're gaining waste. If we see lower than 1650, that means we're losing waste overall. And we're at 1669, 1670. That means we are gaining waste. That means that given enough time, this whole thing will overflow. And that would be bad. So let's get a little bit extended. I had no idea what the situation was going to be like there. But let's do a horizontal wall. And you can do this, and then we're going to want radioactive waste barrels. We're going to want, like, at least 300-ish of them. And then tubes, you're probably going to want, like, 300-ish of them. So I'll come back when all that crafting's done to cover that. So let's do horizontal wall, but without place on top. Just to that. Now, are you chunk loaded over here, Chunk? I don't know if you are, but you need to be, because these... Basically what happens is the radioactive waste barrels will tick, and like every so often void their contents. That's the way it decays, quote unquote. So technically what we should be doing is making sure that this chunk I'm in is loaded so that it can decompose all that stuff. Now if I wanted to, I could also probably... You know what I could do? What if instead of that... What if I put another layer of radioactive waste barrels on top of all the tubes? That would actually be almost smart of me, wouldn't it? Couldn't I just... Because you can insert into the top or bottom, right? So if I did something like this, you'd now be... Right? And then we just do that across the board, and that would be fine. Once my barrels are ready. Back in a minute. All right, so what if we just, this and surface mode and this and place on top? Yes. 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 That looks pretty good, yeah. I like that approach. And now you should definitely be net lossing, right? So you're at, 1801. Yeah, see, we're definitely losing over time, which is not a surprise. Like, I expected that very much. Awesome. All right, cool. So that's all done, and I call that a win. So now let's get back to our questing to see what our next goals are. So I'm going to leave these guys up here as a reminder that I need to get polonium going, right? Plutonium, we got. Polonium, we ain't got. So let's look at our quest again. So now in Tier 4 mechanism, the next main thing we need to make is a fissile fuel pellet. And I'm going to make this over at our main island. because it's just a purification chamber with fissile fuel and fluorite dust. Okay, so let's go do that. So a purification chamber. So I feel like what we're probably going to want to do... Do we want to expand out this area? That might be cool, right? Now, what do you guys... Are you not working? Blaze powder. Yes. Why are you not working at the moment? You're good. You're out of gunpowder? We're out of sulfur. Sulfur of all things. No, we have sulfur. Oh, you know what? That's right, because some of the sulfur that I'm producing is over here. I had to move this because of these guys making sulfur, but I need them linked. Is there a drawer that's like endery? Makes drawers linked to each other? Because that would be cool. No, it does not appear to be. That's all a bit of a bummer. So what I should do is I should remove this sulfur, put it there, and then make it so that these guys insert their sulfur probably into the ender chest. Yeah, that seems like a smart move. So what if I did, hey you're going to insert, but you need a filter. It's okay if it's inserting right now because whatever, right? With an allow list, but you're also going to be a high priority, right? And then we'll say sulfur. Right? So now only sulfur can go in here. So any sulfur being produced by these machines will go into the ender chest. Because the problem was they got back stuff with sulfur when I removed this sulfur from this thing. So let me get my key here. There you go. Thank you. Now all that sulfur should be here. You're running again, but clearly making gunpowder ain't super easy. So can I not use... I can use mechanism sulfur dust. So I could do what I'm doing over there to make sulfur dust. And we can make gunpowder that way. That's a thing we might want to consider. Let's see how this continues to run. If he gets gummed up again, I think that's something we're going to have to do. Right? Because clearly we're burning through sulfur real quick. We should keep an eye on that. I feel like we're going to burn through sulfur real quick. But we'd have to do nitrate dust and sulfur dust. That wouldn't be too big of a deal. That wouldn't be too big of a deal. Can we not? You have to be nitrate dust? Uggaroonies. And you can actually be sulfur dust in this recipe. So that's fine. So that's what we'll do. Is we'll just do sulfur like we're doing over there, here, and we'll replace this with sulfur dust rather than sulfur. Is that cool? I just don't want to do it right now. What I want to do right now is start working towards this stuff. So let's add this fissile fuel pellet to our to-do list so that I know what I need to make, which is a purification chamber. Okay. And my hope is that this is not that big of a deal. And I don't think it will be, actually. Okay. So I'm going to expand out this platform. Because this is kind of how we've been growing out organically-ish. Right? Horizontal wall it. And then let's get another feral flare so that we don't accidentally spawn a bunch of mobs. And you guys I don't really need so much of at this moment, but I will possibly need soon. So I'm not having you go too far. Okay, so let's plan this starting out over here, right? So let's look at the process. Like, ultimately what we're trying to accomplish is this guy, right? And then does he just get compacted into this? That's how we get tier 4 dudes, right? So ultimately we want this guy, which means we're going to want this guy and this guy. Refined fuel shouldn't be a problem, right? We'll figure that out in a minute. The inert thing is going to be elite control circuits, which we know how to make already, but we might need a dedicated way. Improved mechanical essences, which are right here. These will just be fed into this. The fissile fuel fragment and the Mobius fuel, which is EMCable, so we're literally just going to say, like, you know, EMC link done, right? And then we need the blaze cake, which shouldn't be too big a deal because we've been making them in the background for like the last 5 or 6 episodes. Cool. So we've got 25 stacks of blaze cakes over here, and the hope would be that those blaze cakes last long enough, because eventually we're going to get into endgame, and I don't know how long it's going to take us, but we will eventually get creative blaze cake. Now, does this guy... Yes, this is how I get Essence of Darkness. So once I make this, I'll have access to Essence of Darkness, and that's when we can start with our Solar Neutron Activator and our SPS. Okay? So that answers the question of where that thing comes from, which is a good thing that we know now. So let's do our fuel here, right? So the 3 things we need to really make for this are the refined fuel, elite control circuits, fissile fuel fragments. That's really it. Everything else is pretty much done. So let's do fuel first, and we'll set up fuel right here, and then we'll basically have the output around here-ish. Does that sound cool? All right, so for fissile fuel, or for refined fuel, we're going to want to do light oil and heavy oil, okay? And then each of these come from crude oil, right? So this is just a fractioning still times 3 process. And the crude oil comes from a magma crucible with oil clumps that are EMCable. Okay? So we want magma crucibles and we want fractioning stills. I'm pretty sure magma crucible is in here already, but I doubt fractioning still is. Correct. Maybe everything I need is in here already. It looks like it is, which is cool. Right? And we said we needed 3 of them. Okay. So this should be simple enough, right? What I'm going to do is we're going to start it back here, like most other things. We'll start it like maybe along this line. You're going to get the stuff, and then you're going to output it to here, which will then output to here and here, okay? So you're going to push to the back and pull from the top. And this is where the oil clumps are going to come in, okay? You're going to get that oil and split it, and... do we want to filter? I feel like we want to filter. I feel like, because unlike mechanism machines, we can't specify which of these outputs goes to which direction, what we're going to want to do is use laser IO for this, right? So we're going to have you output to the top, okay? And then you're going to, let's have you all face the same way then, right? Because you can, right? So you're going to output to the top. Let's have you face this way, and you face this way. And then you're going to input from the top, and you're going to input from the top, and you're going to fraction down further, right? Okay. And that should be cool. And that's where we'll get our refined fuel from. And then the refined fuel is just going to, like, get stored in a tank somewhere, right? So we'll get some kind of tank. We can get an ultimate fluid tank. Let's get like 4 of them, just ready to go. Okay? That should be easy enough. What I might do... it almost might be fun to do it this way, because then we can do you and you, and that would be good. I like that. Alright, so EMC link, I guess I'll take my tier 4, because why not? Okay, and you're going to pull in, and you're going to be oil clumps. Okay, and then you're going to be universal cables. Well, I kind of don't want you there. So what I'll do is that. That'll be cleaner looking. Now, you guys can probably just tap into this guy. So why don't I have you do that? Okay. So now you should be doing the thing. And then you should be... What direction is this thing facing again? So it's the back that I want you to bring your crude oil in on, right? And now you're going to split. Now, I feel like we're going to want our augment for this guy. We might want like 10 of these. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Awesome. And like 30 of those. Easy peasy. Liking it. All right, so you're doing... Crude oil seems to be like really fast to process. Clearly that was like no big deal. Fractioning still for oil might be a challenge. So what I'm thinking is we might need multiple fractioning stills for the crude oil, but let's see how fast it gets when I speed things up here, right? Because this is clearly going to be a moment before we can speed it up. But then we're going to want laser I/O, okay? And what we're going to have here is... now, I might wind up with more of these fractioning stills, too. We'll see once we figure out where everything lands, right? But for you, let's get our ultimate tank ready to go. Okay, so that'll start filling up with fuel, in theory. So laser I/O, your job will be to, on the down, extract on... I guess we would call it... So I want you to extract on both of these, right? So like just extract on it doesn't matter what color because they're different. We're going to filter them. Let's just make it orange, right? And on the down here, you're going to insert on orange with a filter for light oil. Okay. And you on the down will insert on orange with a filter for heavy oil. Okay? And that should be all she wrote. Right? Down, you're going to be an extract. Bing, bang, boom. Right? And now you're heavy oil and light oil. And how's my augments coming along? Friends. This guy's actually a little bit slow. I mean, he's doing his best. Maybe I do that, just to get him as fast as he can be. Yeah, and then we're going to have to handle the item, because there's excess items that happen here, right? Like, refined fuel will output either sulfur dust at a 20% chance or tar at a 10% chance. And this guy's making bitumen, which, you know, also we're going to have to handle. So I could throw them in a drawer that voids, or I could just do the cactus upgrades. So out of curiosity, if I do the cactus upgrades... Let's just see. Because, like, I really don't care about these outputs at the moment. And don't talk to me about the fact that I'm low on sulfur dust. This is not a reliable form of sulfur. Okay? It's just not reliable. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and assume that the excess here, the auxiliary, is the bitumen, right? Because bitumen's only a 10% chance. So I guess what we want to do is see if we ever get any more bitumen showing up in there. All right, so give me those and give me those. So you're going to be you and you guys. Now, in fairness, the cactus is taking up a speed upgrade slot, which is not great. right? But let's see how much refined fuel we actually need. So aren't you filling up with refined fuel, or did you not auto output yet? There you are, and there you are. So now you should be refined fueling it up. Nice. Okay, cool. So we'll see how much refined fuel we need. Now to use this refined fuel, we only need a bucket per transformation. That does seem like we're going to need to speed these up more. But we'll get there when we get there. Okay. So that's refined fuel processing. Okay. So that's done. I feel like the elite control circuit, we might want to not have our AE system tied up making, but for now, I'll let the AE system export bus this. Okay. So then you will be a mixer of these items, right? So let's get our fissile fuel fragment ready to go. And that's just a purification chamber. So I'm going to move this over to here. And like, is it really just like literally that easy with fluorite dust? So you're just going to be literally this easy. Right? You're going to be an enrichment chamber for the fluorite to fluorite crystals, right? Then you're going to be a crusher. With some buckets. Right? So enrichment, crusher, purification chamber. Yes? And then we will have an EMC link. Or, you know, I wouldn't mind having the ultimate logistics cables, just so I don't have to do the laser IO stuff when I don't need to. You know how to make these? You do not. Maybe not that many. How about 30? Okay. And then we're going to want the mechanism speed upgrades, right? Cool. And then the ultimate logistical transporter will be this. We're going to get fluorite ore programmed in here. We'll extract from there. Your sidedness will be such that you input on the back and output to the left. Your sidedness will be input, output, auto eject. And then your sidedness will be input here. Okay. And then I want a quantum entangloper sitting on top of this dude on the fissile fuel sidedness. And then your gases will output to the bottom with auto eject on. And you're now making fissile fuel pellets, which are going to be available on the left. Cool? How cool is that? That works for me. I'm down with that. I think that that's done and done. Beautiful. All right, so that means you're complete. So that means now all I need is the mixer and the basin, right? Mixer needs you guys. And the basin. Okay. And then I'm going to want another electric motor with another cogwheel. And more create stuff, actually, because I want you and I want an empty blaze burner. And then we're going to want, let's get a interface from A2. Okay. And what we're going to set up here is not going to be too far away from this. So what I'm ultimately going to have, you still need to mix and make these. right? And you still need to export those. But rather than dumping them into here, I'm going to have you go over here, where I'm going to have another basin with another mixer, okay? And then we will have the gears, the cogwheels, with the electric motor here. And yeah, let me get ready for this and I'll be right back. All right, so let's get the blaze burner set up here, right? And just like we did with the other one, you're going to sit here. We're going to want a mechanical arm. And we're going to want a depot. Okay, the mechanical arm crafting worked, which is always nice. Cool, so depot can sit there. Okay, no, mechanical arm can sit there. Depot can sit here, right? It's going to be kind of identical to this one. So you're going to do this and that, and then, no, and then you sit. So input, output, place. Okay, and then just like this guy, you're going to be that. Okay, and then flux point, and then click and hold to edit. And that's Amazon, and that's that, and then that's this, and that should be spinning now. Okay, so now if we get what we want to do is we want to have an interface sit here, and you're going to be blaze cake. How about like times 8? And then I want you to also have elite control circuits times 8 with a crafter card. Okay, now if we add you to the network, which we can do, we can tap into this line. Yeah, let's do that like with the P2P. Okay, so where's my memory card sitting? There he is. Okay, so let's make sure to do this right and not break everything. Shift click to copy. And then a bunch of cables are going to be needed. Okay, and then you're going to load up the P2P. And because we have blaze cakes available, boom, and now he should be making elite control circuits. And he is. Nice. Okay. And then we can use laser IO with a counting filter. And in order to make this thing, we need 1 elite control circuit. So let's do 4 of each. Okay? 4 of each of these. All right, you're going to insert here. I'm debating what we need here for channel-wise, because I think I'm going to tap into the other network. So I don't think I've been using channel 5 anywhere, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's a channel I haven't used anywhere on this network yet. And I think I've been actually going sequentially. You know what I'm going to do? I made a note for myself. In the next version of Laser IO, I want to make it so you can easily see which channels are in use. I think that would be cool, right? And maybe even filtered by card. So be like, items are using these channels, liquids are using these channels. That would be neat, right? But anyway, we'll deal with that. So for now, we'll use Lime for inserting, right? So you're going to extract on Lime on the bottom, and you're going to insert things here that are going to be counting filters. And as a reminder, we need Mobius fuel, fissile fuel fragment. So Mobius fuel, fissile fuel fragment, okay, improved mechanical essence, and elite control circuits. And we'll put 4 of each in there, okay? Now, I should have no problem adding Mobius fuel to this guy, right? Sweet. Okay. Now, on here, I would like you to, on the same channel, filter, insert blaze cakes times 1. Okay? And you guys can now bound together. Now on the down, I would like you to overclock, extract on that channel. Oh, nope, you're doing the wrong thing. My mistake. Yep, no, you're supposed to be this guy and then this guy. Okay. Now, can you respond to a redstone signal? That's actually an exceptional question. If I were to have an output here on redstone channel 0, and we had an input here on redstone channel 0, and we gave you a redstone signal, would you be able to stop working? Distribution method. Click and hold to edit. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. You, and then here. Now, worst case, I can put a break here and have this stop moving. But it would be cool for me to say, hey, don't feed blaze cakes in unless the appropriate items are in here. Wouldn't that be cool? Right? So right now, you've got the elite control circuit and the Mobius fuel. Okay? You need the fissile fuel pellet and the improved mechanical essence. So what I'm going to do is whack this so that he's no longer doing the thing here. Okay? And instead, we're going to take this yellow item card and we're going to stick it over here. And we want you to filter, because this is where the real improved mechanical essence is going to come into the line. And let's throw 4 in there. And then you don't actually need this guy to exist, right? So that now if I bind these two networks together, you should now be inserting improved mechanical essence. And that's cool, right? Now over here, we're going to use the next channel in the line, right? So let's do channel 6, okay? So we don't want you guys to actually be there, so you can all go away. But you're going to be channel 6, and you will insert with a high priority, with a filter of mechanical essences. I actually want to build up the advanced, right? Because is there anything I can use the inert for? No. It's the advanced that can be used for things. So this might need to be a different channel. Let's make this channel 7 for now. But we might wind up changing this. Right, and you're going to be a high priority, right? So that's you. High priority, insert a stack of the advanced mechanical essences, right? Why do you have 74 of those? 64, 64, 64, 64. Why are you doing this? Oh, because storage doohickey. I would like you to filter on insert, filter actions, but I want you to only extract. Extract only. Right, and any excesses can go into that. Yeah, so that's better. That's why that was, I was like, what's going on? That felt like a laser IO bug for a minute, but no, it was just a misconfigured storage bus. Okay, so now you guys should be close to making this. So we just want to add an extract on lime to this guy, right? So you're going to extract on channel 5 the fissile fuel pellets. Okay, and that should be cool. And now you guys should be good to make this. Why are you that color, Blaze Burner? Are you not getting fuel? Because that would be kind of cool. Right, so you're dead. Right? If I turn this lever off, does he fuel? He does. That's cool. And look, now we're getting this guy. Right? And he's mixing. And we're getting the inert advanced mechanical essences. Actually, pretty quickly, as a matter of fact. Cool. So now down here, let's have you aligned to here. I want you basically to sit there. And then you're going to be made in a fluid encapsulator. Okay. You're going to need some power, obviously. Okay. And let's have you facing this way. So now you're going to extract on pink, probably, right? Channel 6, extract. And your filter is going to be essence, the inert mechanical essence. And any, you know, that's fine, right? Now, we probably got a bunch of junk in there, which is not great, but If I just click that, you're going to be cool again. Right, now you're going to get you, and you're going to go there, 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 and that should be fine. Okay. And then I would like you to have on the left and on the back be inputs, right? And you're going to insert on pink. Okay. And your filter, we could do this with this, and we could say, like, keep, you know, 8 in there at all times. And then I would like you to also insert fluid card. Let's make you yellow. Right, so you don't actually even need this. And then if we gave you an extract on yellow here, and bound you guys up, you should be getting right after I link you up. There you go, refined fuel. Nice. Okay. Okay, now you should be... Are you that slow? It's like you're running? Are you running? Oh my goodness, that is slow. Holy cow, that is slow. That is really, really, really slow. We're going to want to instead have multiple fluid encapsulators here. Right? Because that is just slow. Okay, so now we're going to add, right? So you're doing an insert on pink, and I'd like your pink to be round robin, please. Round robin true for the pink. Okay. I guess I'm probably okay if you back stuff. Probably okay if you back stuff. Yeah. I want to think this through a little bit more just to be sure. So you know what? Let me wrap up the episode here, and let's come back next time, and then we'll finish this up. But we're getting there, because look, first advanced mechanical essence is cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you start extracting on gray. Right? Extract 8 at a time, and that should, if I tell the back to be that, should have gone in here. And now should be available as that. Oh, right. That. Cool. And now we're cool? Excellent. For now, wrapping up point, Ep25 sign off. Let's come back next time and amp this up. And then when we do so, that'll hopefully be cool. For now, take it easy.